We started the Gateway project in Fingal in 2013. Our overall target is 216 and we currently have 142 participants based in 17 different projects located throughout the county in our major parklands, our domains and our local beaches. We've just reached our target of 35 in one of our projects in the Ward River Valley Park, which is one of our more successful projects. We spoke to some of the staff and the supervisor of the staff in the area to see how they personally benefited from the project. Andrew Plant here is going to talk to us about the progress of the Ward project so far and talk us through the work that's been done.
The Ward project started here in the park in June 2014 with approximately 5 people, and we've built it up over that time to 35, 36 people over 2 shifts. Are involved in woodland clearance, as you can see across here. We're clearing woodland and clearing paths to make them more user-friendly within the park, rather than have the antisocial. The plan is to open up pathways and walkways throughout the woodland block that they're working in, up to Knocksedan House, to facilitate people walking. We're here for 22 months. The timescale of this project that we're doing at the moment is probably going to run over those 22 months and maybe more, because there's a lot of work to be done in there. But what they have done has been very beneficial so far and is benefiting the community that these people work in and live in. This project works so well within Fingal because the people that are involved in it can see the start, the middle, the end. They can see their progress every day. They've done another little bit that has progressed them further down the woodland.
We're going to be talking to Victor here, who works in the ward, about the benefits that he's faced coming on the Gateway.
Financially it was better off for me to come on the Gateway scheme, because they brought my dole up to its 188 and then they gave me the 20 bonus on top of that, so that's where I was able to benefit. And also coming along here as well, you feel better in yourself. The physical side, that you're doing something physical, you're cleaning up the ward here, and then you're doing something productive. You know, it's not just a case of finding something to do. There's actually plenty of work to do here. Every morning you think, well, we have to do another section of the area here to clear, and then there is the paper picking, so we're tidying up the place as well. So you feel positive about yourself that there is something being done in the area, and then people do remark, as it's been noted in the paper, that people say they feel safer with so many men around, so the women do feel safer coming into the valley, and then there's less problems then with unsavoury people coming in. So we all benefit from our company as well. You're out and you're mixing with other men who are involved in the same scheme. And there's a good motivation to do something. So we're not sitting around, we're from many walks of life. People work in offices, people work on building sites, drivers and so on. So there's a good rapport then between us all that we're all motivated to be doing something. So
the project has provided these people that are involved in the project with skills they mightn't necessarily have attained otherwise, and through no fault of their own that they're in the position that they're in and have to come on a scheme like this. But it can be beneficial to them that they are gathering new skills. They have their safe pass, they've been trained in manual handling. I've taught them how to prune trees to a certain extent. They're not going to be experts at it, but they're doing a fairly good job at it.
Owen and Gary, they're going to be telling us about the benefits of the Gateway.
I started in summer.
About 5-6 months ago.
About 6 months ago.
I started a month, I think, after him. And at the start, we were going around picking up litter, and as we got most of that down with the winter coming in, people hadn't come into the park, so we started to cut back and we're trying to widen the path where it's safe for women to walk. Up to date and the manual handling, and just being out and doing something, you know, rather than sitting at home unemployed, you know.
Getting loads of exercise as well. Like,
the money's one thing, you know, but it's great to be out, you know, and sitting at home doing nothing really, so I'm enjoying it.
Me too.
It's all been cut back on both sides.
The success so far has been down to the cooperation of local management, the support of the SIP2 official, and willingness of the Department of Social Protection adapting their process to combat any issues we faced along the way.
Well, we're here at Shacklands Gardens. A garden that's been here for many years, looking back on the plants, which is one of the ways we can date it. The ginkgo here, which is one of the oldest trees in the world, the tall one behind me there, was planted in 1928. So the plant collection goes back there and the times beyond. To get to where we are today, roughly about a year and a half ago, we started at clearing briars, elder, and met a lot of cover that had gone out of control. We actually couldn't walk this. It was that dense at the time. Through a lot of effort by the Gateway staff, we have 9 staff here now at the moment. We got stuck in between weeding and cutting back, and everybody's got a bit of enjoyment out of it. In an age of discovery, we call it. It has gone to make great curiosity within the group, and it has surprised me to what has come to today.
We currently have 9 Gateway staff working in the Shackleton project here, and we're going to be talking to a few of them about their own personal benefits that they've found. John, tell us a bit about what you've noticed are the benefits that the Gateway staff have experienced by being in Shackleton.
The interest in all the various aspects we have, we go through pruning, we go through propagation, we go through planting in our own systems at the various times of the year. The job never stops. There's always a new season for new operations, and they look forward to the new year. All our participants out of Gateway. It develops. When is this coming up? When is that coming up? It has gone that good, and which gives me a great bit of satisfaction, and it gives them as well. You can see it's happening for us.
Hi, yeah, we're just over here at the shaded area of the garden, and last week we got all the plants back from the Bloom Festival down the park a few weeks back. So you can see various plants, and this is the shaded area of the garden. So we put in some phlox and fuchsias and some cambrays there. The rabbits have nibbled at a few of them, but sure, that's part of the course. So we're just, as you can see, we're just clearing up all different areas and trying to bring back the garden to its former glory.
As you can see, we have a good collection of plants here at the moment. When we came first, they were just full of weeds. With the work of the Gateway, we brought it to where we are today.
We spoke with Margaret O'Flaherty from the Department of Social Protection about their involvement with the Fingal Gateway scheme.
My name is Margaret O'Flaherty. I work in the Department of Social Protection in the Dublin North Division, and I'm the area manager who has responsibility for the operation of the Gateway programme in the Dublin North Division. I've been working with the Fingal County Council team since about July last year to try and get the process up and running. We've made pretty good progress. We have about 140 people up on the programme at the moment, and we've developed a good working relationship with the council. We did have some hitches along the way, but we adapted our processes both in Fingal and in DSP to try and counter those and to get the process moving effectively. One of the easiest things that we did actually was to centralise the completion of the Gateway 1 forms. Ours is a large division. We have 6 different offices, so it became very problematic when we had Gateway 1 forms being thrown all over the place to get them completed and sent back. So we centralised them with the help of the office in Swords, who agreed to take responsibility for it. And actually that's turned out quite well. I think from our point of view, you know the turnaround times have improved. There's a good relationship now between the Fingal people and the staff in the office in Swords, which will be further improved because they're actually moving into the same building sometime in 2020. We also ran a couple of group engagement sessions where both the council and ourselves presented the information to customers who were randomly selected and called in for interview. We did a presentation on what the process meant, and then they were interviewed straight away afterwards by members of the Fingal County Council team. And I thought that was very worthwhile because it shows the public at large that we are all working together and that they can't come in and tell us one story and tell Fingal County Council that we are actually working together and communicating on a regular basis. Also, I suppose in line with that, we often hold events jobs fairs or training fairs, and we've had the Fingal people turn up at those with their Gateway stand, where they've since the introduction of the assisted referral, where they have been recruiting for customers. And again, that shows customers that we are all singing off the same hymn sheet. And it actually gives a great option. We've had quite a few people who were really, really genuinely interested, weren't aware of the Gateway, and who signed up on the spot. So, I mean, that's a real bonus for the customers, for ourselves and for Fingal County Council. The assisted referral has been a bonus, I think, for our case officers as well. It's given them an option for customers who have been long-term unemployed and who are really at their wits' end, don't know what way to turn. Many of them are at an age where they don't want to retrain, or they weren't happy in school and really don't want to go back into education. They want to be doing something. And at least while they're doing something on Gateway, they're in productive employment, they're giving something back to their communities. It looks well on their CV. It gives them a feeling of self-worth. And if they're free to continue with their job searching, and I think it's easier to get a job when you're in a job.
Some of the issues we faced along the way were the quality and quantity of the referrals, and trying to find the right candidate for the role. Another difficulty was the turnaround of the Garda vetting requests. Initially it was taking up to 6 weeks for a return, but now it has since come down to approximately 2 weeks, which has sped up the process. Other issues that we still face at the moment is the payment of PRSI. Some of the candidates have to pay, and because of this it is difficult to create an incentive to join the scheme. Out of the approximate 2,000 names requested from the DSP, only 600 came for interview. Following a Garda vetting process, loss of interest and some taking up full-time work or courses along the way, we now have 142 Gateway staff. Although we've lost some numbers along the way, we've had 8 people who have found full-time work or taken up courses. One example of a participant was a lady who had never worked in Ireland before, although a full certified care assistant. Having gained work experience on the Gateway scheme, she has now found full-time work in this area.